Hello ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Before You Buy, the show where we give you some raw, uncut gameplay and some first impressions on some of the newest games that are releasing. As always, I'm Jake Baldino, and this time we're talking about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, the fifth game in a series of games that is really important to me. I feel like recently we've been talking a lot about games that are basically my favorite franchises, and Tony Hawk is no different. But, it's not that good. Now here's the deal with Tony Hawk 5. You're going to see people lambasting this game because, first of all, it didn't get any review copies or any press. Activision basically let this game out to die. And let's be real, you guys can probably tell from the gameplay, this looks like a PlayStation 2 game, and I'm not exaggerating. This game is a hot mess. It's a little glitchy, not as glitchy as some of the glitch videos I've seen out there. I haven't experienced that many glitches, but it still just feels a little buggy and a little unfinished from most aspects of the game, honestly. The skating is fine. The skating actually controls pretty well. It's fairly responsive, and that's important. That's actually probably one of the most important things to me. But nothing else is really there. The game has an internet online-based hub structure that just doesn't really make too much sense. It kind of feels like when Destiny first launched, these big empty hub worlds with other people running around that didn't really matter. From there, you can skate around, you can do your thing, you can collect letters and find the secret tape in an open-ended atmosphere in a small, very small level. But then from there, you can launch into more traditional timed missions like, capture the flag or beat a high score, or the new Bighead Mode, which is actually pretty cool, where you have to do a bunch of tricks, and you gotta land enough tricks so that your head doesn't explode. And that's cool, that's a pretty inspired mode. There are a lot of kind of different, and some are annoying, some are just tedious busy work that's stupid, but there are some decent missions here. Most notably the ones where you gotta do kickflip tricks to shoot targets. That was fun, for a passing amount of time. But really, a lot of it just doesn't feel good or make sense, like the whole hub world and how you launch into missions, because every time you launch into a mission, there's no organic flow to this game, and coupled with the fact that it feels under-designed and unfinished, that really sucks too, because when you launch into a mission, there's the game freezes for a second, then loads, then you get a loading screen, and then it jumps into the mission. And it just doesn't really, and it doesn't work as good as it should, considering other Tony Hawk games have actually fine-tuned a lot of these aspects. It seems like this one is just trying to figure things out all over again, which is a damn shame, because, you can have some fun with this. The combo system is there. They did get rid of lip transfers. If you want to talk really technical, I'm a hardcore Tony Hawk fan. But the revert is there, the manual is there, the combos are there, but what I thought was fundamentally disappointing is the fact that certain tricks, how you can expand on a grind or double grab and do a different grab trick and do special moves, that only works when you activate the special meter. Yes, you have a special meter that fills up traditionally like other Tony Hawk games, but this time around you gotta tap a trigger button to activate it in order to enable you to do cooler, more awesome tricks. Your board starts glowing or it catches on fire, and then you're able to do other tricks, and that's, I don't know, that kind of holds you back. It's really limiting. As much as you can upgrade your character, the special meter does go down very quickly, and that's a limited time where you can do cool tricks. When that special meter isn't full, or if you don't activate it, you're doing the basic shit that, you can't really expand upon. You can't do manual tricks or anything like that. So it's very much a toned-down Tony Hawk in that way. That being said, some of the lines, some of the combos are there, some of the level design does work against you a little bit, but for the most part, the skating is there, and you can have some fun with it. I admit I did have a little bit of fun playing it and pulling off high scores, because I do just kind of love the Tony Hawk games. But not even from a graphical, but from a level design standpoint, there's just not much going on. The levels are so boring and uninspired. They look like levels that are player created, and that's really disappointing. That being said, there is a level creator in this one that is decent, and the fact that the game gives you the ability to download and play other people's created levels is pretty cool, but feature-wise, this game is pretty lacking. There isn't really a create-a-skater in the traditional sense. Now you have in-game currency and cards that you can unlock certain upgrades, different heads, different glasses, different shirts that you can use to upgrade your create a character, which isn't really a create a character, it's really just a skin you place over one of the main skaters. It's awkward, and it definitely sounds as weird as how I'm describing it. Speaking of weird, you can also play as Lil Wayne. I don't understand I didn't know Lil Wayne was like a skateboarder, but whatever. It just feels like a low-budget, kind of half-assed affair. Half-assed is the perfect way to describe this game. And it sounds like I'm being pretty hard on this game, and yeah, it's justified because it's a full retail price $60 game for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Not only does it look like a PlayStation 2 game, which I can get past, it's the fact that everything about it feels half-assed. Like I said, it just doesn't feel like a $60 game. It feels, you know, honestly, if it was a $30 or $20 game, be a decent little Tony Hawk game. Aside from the glitches and the boring level design and some of the toned down tricks that aren't as exciting to play, this is just, I just don't think this game lives up to the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. The fact that it is a new numbered Tony Hawk game following Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, it just, it's not worthy of it, and it's not really worthy of your time. I think this is the first time on Before You Buy where we actually actively can't really recommend this game. Eventually it will go on sale for like 20 bucks, and you know, if you are a Tony Hawk fan and you're having a hankering, you know, try this. But ultimately you can see everything this game has to offer within playing for like an hour, and that's a shame. So I'm sorry to disappoint some of you fans out there. Myself, I am very disappointed by this, but we can't exactly recommend Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. That being said, I do want to know in the comments if you're playing it, how do you feel about it? If you can get past the graphics, do you think it plays well? I think it plays fairly well, aside from some glitches, and like I said, the fact that all cool moves are now reduced to activating a special meter, which gets in the way. Are you as disappointed as I am? Let me know. You can also follow me on Twitter at Jake Baldino if you want to talk about other Tony Hawk games that are much better than this one. If you did have a good time and maybe we steered you in the right direction for this game, click the like button because that helps us out. That's like giving me a tip. And if you are new, you should subscribe because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.